Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pikeville City Commissioners Report. I'm your host, Jill Fraley-Dodson. Joining me today, Bob Shurtleff, Allison Powers, Pikeville City Commissioners. Good day. Thanks for being here.
Hey, Jill. Thanks for having us.
We get together periodically to talk about a lot of the great things that are going on in and around the city and update our residents and our community on things that have happened, but more importantly, things that are coming up for the future. 2019 was a busy, busy year, and we're already headstrong into 2020. So we're going to talk about some things that happened last year, things that are coming in the future. But what I want to start out, we're going to start out on the economic development side, and really everything that we do falls under the umbrella of economic development. And Bob, we recently just had a big announcement of a new restaurant that is going to be locating in Pikeville, something that was in our community years ago, but is coming back, and also going to be the anchor for a new proposed development.
Yeah, we're extremely excited about the development of Yorktown development area and a new 33,000 square foot retail space. Fazoli's is going to be that anchor, and we look forward to them coming in and getting underway and getting construction started. We've got an RFP out for the site, and we want to look at that area and try to revitalize the south end of town and bring some more industry into that area as well as the Enterprise Park. So we're also in the process of moving the fire station into that area. So we'll have the one moved out, Station 2 moved out of Island Creek and up there on that end where it'll be more visible and more accessible to the citizens of Pikeville and quicker route up and down the 4 lane. So we look forward to that development and engaging and energizing that section.
Yeah, you mentioned it's at the base of Kentucky Enterprise Industrial Park. And speaking of the park, we are now are still working on the access road, the new access road, and anticipate that will be completed at the end of this year. But also we have now been given authorization to construct a new spec building that is something that we're really excited about.
Yes, it is. I mean, they've done a wonderful job on the access road, and they've been ahead of schedule the whole time. We're projecting it, I think, in September. We've got the permission to go ahead and where our next project is another 60,000 square foot spec building up there. We've received the bids for the project. We've still got to get final approval from AML and OSM to sign off on that. We're going to be ready to go with that as soon as we get those final approvals. It's about a 12-month build out on that building. So, and I understand you've already been having conversations about the building. So it's another piece to attract industry to that park. And modularize a little bit of that park and have multiple smaller businesses rather than one taking over the whole park. So you have some diversity in the portfolio.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that, as you mentioned, I speak to a lot of businesses who have an interest in the park, but particularly in the new spec building. Once you announce that you have approval to build it, you do get a lot of interest. So we're eager to see which company moves into that space, and hopefully they'll be ready to go as soon as it's finished. So we're happy about that. Also, we mentioned economic development and what are the drivers for economic development. And certainly tourism is a big component of that. And Allison, our tourism department has really been busy.
Very busy.
The last couple of months, and racked up a lot of miles attending some different conventions to hopefully bring more people to our area.
They sure have. They've been very busy. If you look at their schedule, it's quite impressive, actually. But our city tourism director, Jimmy Taylor, and in partnership with the Appalachian Wireless Arena, they recently attended the American Bus Association conference. Now, this was a conference in Omaha, Nebraska, and it was probably the second week, the first half of January. So they attended that. But they met with tour operators and bus operators in order to give them information about the activities and the things that they can do when they have their bus tours come into Pikeville and into Pike County. What can they do, activities they can do. So they talked about that, and they had a very positive response, and they expect to see more bus tours come in.
Yeah, that was an interesting time for them to be away. I know Jimmy and Josh both commented that they were in Omaha in the dead of winter, and it was very, very cold. But the conversations they had with a lot of the different people there that showed an interest in coming to this area. The bus tourism like that, and these coaches that come into these to towns, is becoming a very, very popular thing. And certainly we hope to host several of those in the coming year as a result of the conference that they went to. They also attended the WYMT Sport Boat Show in Corbin, which had a ton of people there.
I believe there was about 5,000 visitors that
Yes.
they saw. So a lot of people.
And they were able
could
to
talk
spread the
about.
word that way. Yeah.
Absolutely.
They also attended, and this is one of the things that I know Jimmy was really excited about. He had been on the list for years to try to get a booth at the East Tennessee Sport Boat Show, and he did that. Again, thousands of people in attendance, and he could not believe the response that he got from people that wanted to come to our area to Hatfield McCoy country, if you will.
Yes, absolutely. And I think they had about 12,000 contacts made on that expo. And they really have been getting out there and spreading the words about why should people come to Pikeville. What can they do when they come to Pikeville? And all the things and opportunities that we have. So I'm really proud of them. They did a fantastic job.
Yeah, the list is growing for different events that they're going to attend. And I know the summer is jam-packed with also some
That was
different...
just in January.
That was just in January. So
That was
as
just
we
about
get
every
into
week.
Yeah, and I commented to someone earlier that March and April are really is the time of year that we really start to ramp up and have a lot of activities and things going on when the winter weather goes away, we hope, and things get nicer. But I know they're excited about welcoming some of our new guests. I do want to talk, we're going to shift to downtown. We're going to talk about our downtown business incentives and the Appalachian Center for the Arts, the app as we refer to it, and bringing people down into our downtown hub, our central business district. And Bob, you know, the commission adopted downtown business incentives about a year ago, is when they started handing out the grants for that program, and really it's taken off in a short amount of time. We're really pleased with it.
It has, and it hopefully it's helping drive those industries or drive those businesses downtown and bring people back to downtown and walking around and helping the businesses stay open. We're doing facade grants. We're doing a lot of different things. I mean, like you said, it's been a short time and a quick success for us so far. Main Street's awarded several incentives to Southern Biscuit, Broken Throne Brewery, Lincoln Road Coffee Shop, Bridget's Quilting, and the Glam Bar. So each of those have gotten beautification grants. They've gotten facade grants. They have received micro grants, restaurant incentive grants, and each of those are at different levels. And depending, like Glam Bar didn't receive some that others did because they're not in that business. But we're trying to touch a lot of different businesses, move businesses away from some of the offices upstairs and get more walk-in business downstairs. We've seen the model work in other places, and hopefully will work as well here or better in Pikeville.
We have so many things in our downtown community that have become destinations, and that's really the target businesses that we're looking for with the incentive program. Is, you know, some of the things are similar, but some of the things, the places like the Glam Bar that we haven't had before, a microbrewery didn't have it before, brand new concept for our area at least. So making downtown Pikeville a destination. We know what happens on the outskirts, but as a way to revamp and again, breathe new life into a downtown area is something that those incentives are certainly working toward, and we've been really pleased with the progress so far. And, you know, I know I take calls weekly, as does Minta, who our Main Street program, and she kind of facilitates those monies of people that are entrepreneurs that want to open a business, and really just helps them get started on the right foot. And you know, that's something that we're excited about and want to make sure continues to happen.
Absolutely. I mean, those entrepreneurs that are growing businesses, just like Bill Gates started, I mean, it can happen here, it can happen anywhere, and these are grants and opportunities for people to come in and do it right here in downtown Pikeville.
Absolutely. Get them here and they'll stay.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, all the new businesses and the shops and the restaurants, it just makes a beautiful atmosphere, and it really makes people want to go downtown. I mean, you can just look on social media and see people taking pictures by dueling barrels, taking pictures with the lights. I mean, it's really quite beautiful downtown.
It does become a destination for pictures, especially around prom time.
I love it.
That's going to start
You'll
coming
always
up.
see someone down there
And something
taking
that we're
pictures.
looking at too, because you know, if a lot of people are coming downtown to take those pictures, then they're going to stay and they're going to eat and shop and see what we have to offer. So anything that we can do to gain the interest of our community and communities from outside of the Pikeville area is certainly something we're interested in. One of the, we talk about the arena all the time being one of the gems of downtown and a huge, if not the biggest, with the exception of the hospital, economic driver for the city. But the Appalachian Center for the Arts is really starting to take a beautiful shape, and in a very fast amount of time, we're coming up on a year, I guess, of managing that property. And Allison, I know that you're a big fan of the app.
I love the app, and I was just texting the director or manager at the app, Robin, today. So many different events. The Cloverleys, I think, are that coming up, and I want to get tickets for them. But it's amazing that they are completing their first year. Because I remember when they just began operation with the Appalachian Wireless Arena, and it's already been a year. So many plays and comedians and different programs and activities. So the app really has become a very fun and active place downtown for people to come and participate and see shows.
Yeah, it certainly has. And once you get people downtown, they want to come back for other events that we have. They want to come back and tour Dueling Barrels and take advantage of some of the nighttime activities that they have and take tours there. And that just, again, is another way to draw tourists into the downtown area.
Absolutely. Just recently, someone sent me a message. He's actually the city commissioner in Hazard, and he was here for the weekend, and he's talking about Dueling Barrels and saying just what a phenomenal, fun place it is, and he was really impressed and proud of the city of Pikeville. So.
Well, you know, we talk all the time about people that come into our area and ask, what is it that you're doing here? What kind of, you know, how do you get the funding you get? How do you get the activities you get? How do you do what you do? Because it really is sort of setting the standard for other communities around our area. And Bob, I know you know, and Allison as well, lifetime residents of Pikeville, you've seen it grow over the years. And I know being commissioners now and being part of that shape has to be really a rewarding experience for the both of you, but also you want to continue that vision.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been, to me, and quite frankly, I think it's been possible because of the anchor tenants we have in downtown. Like you said, the economic drivers of PMC and the university that are those anchor tenants, just like you have an industrial park. You get the anchor tenants and other people start building around it. It's allowed us to bring in outside traffic from all over many states, many counties in the area that are coming in here, and it's allowing us to revitalize and change and adapt and look forward in downtown Pikeville and the surrounding area. It's building that comprehensive plan that we move into.
Yeah, the comprehensive plan is something we're really excited about. We started late last year with our consultants coming in and kind of just doing some site visits, just walking through, driving through, seeing what there was. They came back for a second visit in late October and really sat down for a more intensive look at what we were wanting to see. There was a series of focus groups that gave some extremely good and valuable information to them. And it's something that, you know, for me, being new to this position, and certainly the last time the comprehensive plan was done, neither one of you were on the commission, but to be able to see where we were and where we are now as a result of the last comprehensive plan, but to see where this one is, I know it was an exciting time.
It is, and we brought integrated engineering in to help us with this. And like you said, they've had those meetings with our businesses and with the residents, and we hope that in the next round of surveys, people are honest and give us opinions and give us feedback, because we're looking toward the future. The interesting thing about the comprehensive plan, we found them back to the 60s. So this is an ongoing vision from many years ago, and we're trying to continue that vision into the future. And integrated engineering helps us look at everything from the economic drivers to tourism to traffic studies. They're compiling the data that they're getting right now, healthcare, child care, the whole gamut, so that we can move the area forward and can we complete everything in the comprehensive plan? Maybe not, but we've been successful in all the years that I've been associated with it, and what I've seen, we're completing 80% of it, 85% of it, and to follow the words of our congressman, you plan your work and work your plan, and that's what the comprehensive plan's about. And Pikeville long ago started down this path, and hopefully we can continue it.
Yeah, I think what was interesting for me, sitting through all of the meetings that we had with our residents and our stakeholders, you know, community members that have been here for years, some new people that have moved into the area, it's a very honest discussion on a host of different topics, and
which is what we want it to be. We
that's
want
exactly
honest
right.
feedback. You know,
And
really
I
do.
think too, what was great is that sometimes it would take you out of your comfort zone. You know, as you said, we're completing 80 to 85% of what the prior comprehensive plan was, and so we look down and see how we can challenge ourselves, you know, as we go forward the next 5-10 years. But to hear some of those really honest opinions about what we could do, people that have traveled around, people that are coming in to say, hey, we want to stay here, we want our kids to stay here and raise families, this is what's going to put us to the next level, was really, it was enlightening. And it was something that, you know, you needed to hear. And so I look forward to the next time that our consultants visit. I believe it's going to be in the spring. Mm-hmm. They will continue to do more in-depth, intensive, have more in-depth, intensive discussions on things that that they feel it would be necessary, and they're called charrettes. And I don't know if you've ever been a part of those, but this, from what I've never been a part of one, but what I understand is that it really is going to put into perspective what we need to do to move forward and to, you know, to retain businesses and to retain residents.
Well, it's kind of like looking at the good, bad, and the ugly. We want to see it all. We want to know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, what we can do better, you know. And like Bob was saying, we want to look into the future and the 5-year plan. And I really do think that's one of the reasons that Pikeville really has seen progress over the years, from when I was in high school till now. I mean, it's a different Pikeville. It's the same Pikeville, but with all these extra things that we have. Yeah, diversity of activities and just diversity of everything. So, yeah.
Gets bigger and better. And I know, Bob, you know, in your normal job with AEP, you know, economic development is something that has to be at the forefront of every single thing that we do, because it, you know, I mentioned at the top of our show, every component that we have in the city feeds into economic development, whether it's tourism, events, the arena. It's something that we have to have in order to spur the conversation for companies wanting to come locate here.
Absolutely, and right now it's even more important to bring that in, and companies are beginning to. When I started this 2 years ago, they weren't looking as much at quality of life. They were looking at product and workforce. Now, that quality of life, because of the workforce in many areas, is a vital part of it. We've got the available workforce here with transferable skills, and we're starting to see those interests come. So developing downtown and having that vision and listening to what people from outside come in and tell us that their view of what we've done is, like Allison said, the good, bad, and the ugly of what we've done improperly, how we can improve, and how we can get ready for the future. So it's all about looking ahead, not looking back.
Amen. Very well said. We, as I mentioned, we are getting into the months where we start to plan events. I mean, there's always something going on.
Of course, Hillbilly Days.
Even when it's cold, yeah, but Hillbilly Days will be here before we know it. But also, we have several runs coming up. I know just this in January, or 1st of February, we had one. But also, we have a calendar of running events that go on. And every time I look at it, it's one more thing that's added. I don't know how many days we have on the weekends that are not booked yet, but just typically the most
more
of them
events
are.
in much bigger cities.
We certainly do. And they're well attended too. But we do have a St. Patty's Day event coming up that will kind of kick off that season, and a lot of things are planned around that event.
They definitely are, and I do believe, in my opinion, that Pikeville has become the premier city for health and fitness events, for running, for biking. Like you said, we offer more events to the people in our community and citizens that live here, and they love it, and they want more of them. So that's why you see more and more. So like you said, the St. Patty's Day, that's one of my favorite ones. Minta and the Down Street program is helping to put that on. We're also doing a leap year one. This is a new one. It's called a fun run. You basically just come and run. There's no timing, none of that stuff. You just get out and
We'll sign up for that one, Bob.
My kind of run.
Y'all want to take a stroll, walk a few
No, and it's cute because instead of it's not a traditional 5K, it's a 2.29 miler because it's February 29th. And because it only happens once every 4 years, there's also a 4-mile option. So that's just a little something different. So that's the Leap Year Run, the St. Patrick's Day Run, and then, of course, the Hillbilly Days Run that's coming up. And that's the longest standing run in all of Eastern Kentucky, to my knowledge.
Really?
Started in 2000. We've heard 2000, we've heard 2004. So it was one of the first ones that they ever did. So we're proud that our running group, Big Sandy Runners, is helping to continue that on into the future.
What I think is so fun about the runs that you have, I wish I could do what you all do. Let me just say that.
You could.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, probably not. But I love the family atmosphere that surrounds all of these runs, because even if you're not an avid runner, you can still come and you can walk, you can do the 1 milers, you can bring the kids in the stroller and get them involved, and it really does breed a healthy community and a fitness community, and when you get your kids young involved and things of this nature, they become lifelong fitness.
It's a lifestyle.
It is a
instead
lifestyle.
of just something you do every now and then. Yeah.
Certainly.
And when I see a mom with their little kid walking, running, or dad, I love it. I love it because they're setting up the next generation for a healthier Eastern Kentucky, healthier Pikeville.
Absolutely. Offering venues and event space for the region is something that we're really focused on.
Yes.
We have a lot of spaces in town, but I know the both of you are very excited to finally get the Overlook Event Center opened and to see the number of people that we can bring into what will be the premier spot in Pikeville to host your event, and also the best view around.
Absolutely. I have been fortunate enough, I think, to be able to go up there and get a little sneak peek. And it's truly, when you walk in and see the view through the glass now, it's glassed in, it is a magnificent view of our mountains, of Pikeville, of the Cut-Through project. You can see it all. And it's breathtaking. And it frames it just like a picture. It's really beautiful.
It definitely is. We are focused a lot on regional tourism, and we always say stay in Pikeville, play in the mountains as a way to get heads and beds in our hotels downtown and the different places that we offer. But we're looking at drawing people in from a regional tourism aspect to not only stay here, but to maybe go up to the breaks and take in what they have there. Obviously, we have our interstate park, and then we have Jenny Wiley State Park just to the north of us. So bringing people in for tourism will just spawn even more people coming and spending their dollars, staying here, utilizing our restaurants, staying for a weekend, taking the trails. It's something that this commission is really focused on, is to make sure that we get tourism really up and even bigger and better than what it is.
We have so much to offer in this area, like you're saying, not just in Pikeville, but all around. And our city tourism director, Jimmy Taylor, along with Pike TV, they have been doing a series of where's Jimmy at? Where's he going? And going to different places.
Like,
I love
Waldo?
this. It's like, where's Waldo? So basically, they've been going about an hour drives from Pikeville to different locations. And some of those, there's a lot. There's a big list, but I'm just going to read a couple. Of course, in town, Appalachian Wireless Arena, Fish Trap Lake, Breaks Interstate Park. We love going there. Mountain Arts Center, Jenny Wiley, State Resort Park, Pure Lux. I mean, it goes on at Loretta Lynn Home Place. There's even more. There's so many that if you stay in Pikeville, you really can play in the whole area and get to see all these different events and activities. So there's lots of fun things to do.
There is a lot of fun things to do, and you can keep up with those fun things to do by using, and I mentioned Jimmy Taylor again, his app. He's big on his Visit
Those are on
Pikeville
YouTube
app.
too, by the way.
They are.
Jimmy and Pike TV are on YouTube.
They definitely are. But we want to encourage everyone, if you're in town or if you're seeing our show and you haven't been to downtown Pikeville in a while and you wonder what all the hubbub is about, well, this is it. There's a lot of opportunities downtown. There's a lot of new things to do. New events go on all the time, and if you need some information, we also have our Visitors Center at Appalachian Wireless Arena, where you can go in and find a host of information that will really help navigate you around the area and around the region. But we just want to invite everybody to come in, and I know both of you, being as commissioners, know how important it is to listen to your residents and to do what you need to do for them, but also bring people into our community. You never know when you're going to find somebody who wants to come and they just end up staying.
Absolutely, it's really quite unique. And the ones of us that have been here our entire lives take a lot of it for granted. But you've got Fish Trap, Dewey, and Paintsville Lake. You've got 3 lakes within 40 minutes of each other. You've got elk viewing. That's the largest herd east of the Mississippi. You've got whitewater rafting at the breaks that people come from all over the world to do during certain times of the year. So there's so much here that you can go out and we're centered around, that you can go out and visit and take in a weekend or take in a week to do so much in this area. So,
like you said, I think a lot of times we take for granted what is here because we're used to it. We know what is here. We maybe not take take the tour or the Half of McCoy tour or whatever, because we live it, we know what it is here. But I think sometimes if we could just take a few days and schedule in a staycation, as they say, and look at what our region is offering now, and look at what our town has become and is becoming, we would really find it very interesting and probably occupy a lot of our own time if we took the time to do that.
Yes.
We do want to mention our commission meetings are the second and fourth Monday of every month, and they're open to the public. We want to invite people, if you have a concern, if you have a comment, if you have an accolade that you want to bring to us, or just want to say, hey, you're doing a nice job, thanks for being
Open
here.
to everybody.
It is open to everybody.
Absolutely.
Bob Shurtleff, Allison Powers, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank
You're welcome.
you.
Thank you.
And you're welcome.
This has been the Pikeville City Commissioners Report. Thank you so much for joining us.